We are not.
You're such a jerk. Well, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Technically Speaking Live experience. And
You're such an amateur!
I
God!
forgot to mute. The one thing that I forgot.
Jeez.
It's always some type of technical problem. So anyway, thank you all for stopping by to check out our live disaster. We appreciate your time.
As yet again, it's another live disaster because I had to restart this machine. But we restarted from the 1% studio.
Yes, live from the 1% Studios. It's the Technically Speaking Live show. So each week Scott and I get together to bring on, whatever random guest is cool.
Is how you're going to treat a man with a random guest? You're going to treat him like that?
Hold up. I will give the man his due. Don't you worry. Whoever we can sucker into being on our show and putting up with our crap.
I just heard you call him a sucker.
I mean, not in as many words.
Jeez.
But we appreciate you guys showing up in the comments. As always, Scott and I will continue to argue about every little thing that we can. And probably talk about technology at some point in time.
So the folks that were here with us last week, if you watched the latest video that I've made, I think I've put quite a few recently since someone else appeared on the channel, but I put those daggers. I didn't need to go there.
No, but
I did. I just went there.
Yeah.
So there was something that was discovered on the live show 1 week ago. During this exact live show, I got an invite to the Made by Google presser event. That's October 9th, which is going to be so fantastic. I didn't know what to do with my hands. You literally, if you go back and look, and I'm like, hey, Greg, look at this thing. Look at this. And then
like
you literally didn't pay attention.
Like a dummy. Like, I look at the phone and I'm like, I mean, you're showing me an email, but we're in the middle of the thing.
Yeah,
right
but
now,
I mean,
Scott.
we'll get it. But anyway, so to prep for that, we made stickers.
Lots of them.
Lots of stickers. So here we made thetechspeaks.com, which actually, if you go to thetechspeaks.com, you will see our
ugly faces.
Huge avatars. I didn't say ugly faces.
Yeah, whatever.
I
ad-libbed a little bit.
My avatar is baller.
I mean, whatever lies
Baller.
you gotta tell
So
yourself, man.
we have 50 stickers.
Yeah.
And if we do a giveaway, hint, hint, wink, wink, there might be a giveaway that comes up soon that's sitting in that
future.
box right over there.
We can see it.
We will put some stickers in there. And there are 50 The Tech Speaks stickers right there. Look at that.
Actually, I haven't, held it in my hand
these
yet.
are
That's pretty cool.
pretty dope. One out there to Stats. Stats is going to put it on his...
the official first one. These are nice stickers.
These are very nice stickers. I feel like we need to
surprised,
probably get more. So, got those. This is the next thing that we're going to review. This is the ASRock X10 Internet of Things router. So, shout out to our friends at ASRock for sending this over. Greg is actually going to do a review on that.
This is my thing, is playing with new router technology. So yeah, this is pretty cool. Actually, this is the first that I've even seen this thing. So
and
I'm pretty stoked. ASRock is for my PC fans that are out there. They typically make motherboards for PCs. So this is kind of one of their first forays into home networking and stuff. And this is an IoT router. So for all of your IoT devices.
And the very cool thing is once Greg's video goes live, I'm not going to put you on the spot because I don't actually know, because we've got some things coming up. When we do the review at the exact same time that the video drops, we will actually put out a giveaway for one of those from our friends at ASRock. It will be, unfortunately, U.S. only because it's shipping via Amazon. So sorry to our friends that are overseas, over a big pond, or any other country. So it'll be U.S. only giveaway for our ASRock. And also, Greg doesn't know this, but I'm going to jump off camera just for a second.
I actually have no idea what he's doing. Hey, first of all, big shout out to our good friend Dean, our good international friend Dean. He donated £5 towards our Google fuel costs. And,
Google fuel costs.
And also Breaking Elegance, buy yourself something nice. I appreciate that. It's gonna be real nice. Velvet.
So
what is that, velvet?
What is that, velvet? This came. We got contacted on through our email because words are escaping me.
You gonna hurt yourself?
I feel like I'm stroking out at this point. So our friends over at Can You Handlebar sent over this box, and the reason was because we are two bearded bros doing excellent things in a bearded way. So they said they wanted to send over a care package. Their CEO said, really impressed with the content that we make. It's mostly me because he doesn't put out content. So I don't actually know what's in this box. You don't know what's in this box.
Yeah.
But Stats looked it up. So Stats kind of knows what's in this box.
Are you going to do it right now?
Yeah, I'll do it right now. Can You Handlebar has a nice envelope in here, which we will open later. Boy, that's nice.
That's really nice.
That's very nice. Beard shampoo, suitable for all hair, actually. So we got 2 bottles of beard shampoo. Oh, hang on. Let me jump off camera here. Oh, man. There's a lot of stuff in here. So, Can You Shampoo, we'll put that there.
Yeah, unofficially sponsored. Well, I guess officially now sponsored.
Yeah, I guess
by
so.
Can You Handlebar? This is
nice beard stickers. Oh, man. Hashtag Can You Handlebar.
Oh, sweet.
That is dope. Stickers galore. Oh, man. Holy cow. Dry oil beard balm. So, lots of that. 1, 2. Holy cow. There's all kinds of times. Initiative dry oil. Wisdom dry oil. Devotion. This smelled like man.
This is way more than I was expecting.
Oh my god! There's so much. There's a bro. There is. I don't know if you
cool stuff.
Dude, this is all beard oil. Greg.
Oh my gosh. Dude, look, it'll take me a lifetime of laziness to be able to use up that much product. I mean, I use a lot of product in my beard, don't get me wrong, but
bro,
good gravy.
This beard oil.
That's all beard oil.
This is all beard oil. There's beard oil for days. Oh man, beard oil like you wouldn't. Oh man, look at this. Coffee aroma animated beard oil, beard care. Oh my.
Wow.
Face lotion. Oh my god.
So while you're opening that, I just got to give a big shout out to Tech Rant, who was nice enough to stop by, brought on by Mr. Technically T himself. So he stopped by to check us out and loves our wall posters. Thank you, sir.
Mustachio wax. Bro, we're running out of table space.
That's insane. Like, think about the fact that we have so much stuff for these dudes.
So much stuff.
This is bananas.
Oh my god. And some Can You Handlebar. These are like shady things. Thank you, face towel. Oh, there's more dry oil.
Wow.
Holy cow!
Look, admit that you are way overwhelmed by.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
You thought it was gonna be like a quick, let's open this up. Cool. And
I did not know that we were gonna have this much beard. Look, I got so much beard oil. I can oil all the hair on my body. And I am
let that one sink in for a moment.
Oh yes,
that's a delightful thought.
Oh god, smell that. It smells. It smells like heaven,
dude.
It's beard oil. It's a brush.
Oh man.
Brush your beard. Do it. Yeah. Do it.
That's real nice.
Okay.
So.
Wow.
I haven't had a chance to use it yet, obviously, but let me tell you what.
Wow.
The people at Can You Handlebar know how to treat a man right.
They do.
I feel pampered and wonderful.
If you have a beard or hair on your body,
check them out.
I need to make a commercial for them.
For real.
I know. I'm not even kidding. I'm going to do it.
That's going to
happen. Look, I'm sweating. I don't know what to do. I'm sweating. So, seriously, Can You Handlebar?
Yeah. Thank you guys so much.
Holy cow.
We're definitely going to shout you guys out quite a bit. And, I mean, not that they're watching this
We're going to make a commercial. No, swear to God, we're going to make a commercial on it. Giveaways. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. We should do giveaways with that.
Well,
Stats is pointing at something. Stats like, give me, I have a cool beard. Okay, Stats, we'll give you one thing. Just one. TD, we'll bring T on and we'll say like, hey T, do you need some product? We'll send it his way.
There you go.
Yeah, that's what we'll do. Okay. Yeah. Dude, I'm sweating. I don't even know what to do. Let's bring T on.
Let's bring him on. So,
okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, it brings me no greater joy in life to bring the one and only Mr. Technically T, a case reviewing aficionado. This man has built an empire on phone cases.
That is a amen statement. So you should now. T, welcome to the show.
So happy to have you, sir.
Hey, what's going on? What's going on, man? I appreciate it. Appreciate it for me to join it, man. I really appreciate you guys let me be a guest up
Absolutely.
here. For
So
real,
you
man.
probably saw, because I have the earpiece in, so you can kind of hear. If you need anything related to facial hair or hair,
I'm just saying we know a guy.
I don't know if that's the target, if I'm the target person for that, because I mean, if it could do something with these little strands that's down here, maybe, but I don't know if I'm the target person for it.
There's a lot of magic. There's a lot of magic in that box. I assure you of that.
Clearly.
Man, it was a bunch. When you started opening it, I'm like, yeah, he did not think he was going to take that long to open that up. I know he did.
Well, I felt bad. I was like, all right, T, we're going to have to get you in we'll get you into 45 minutes.
That's
about the best I can guarantee.
It's all good. It's all good. I was just sitting here just like, hey, the bearded guys get all the love, man. I mean, I get it. I get it, man.
No, but we appreciate you coming on the show. T, I've been following you for a while, and I said, Greg, you got to go follow this guy.
Yeah, hey, he turned me on to you too. So.
Any single time that he's right, you are the phone case aficionado. You are the person that everyone goes to or should go to when it comes to phone cases. But it's not just phone cases, but you do very good phone case reviews. So anytime that I'm looking for a phone case for any of the devices I have, or even with my wife's device, parents' device, I'm always like, I wonder if T's actually seen that one yet. So you are always a very first place I go to when it comes to phone cases. But again, that's not the only stuff that you do. Man. But you do have that on lockdown.
Yeah, and I think it started with the phone cases, man. It's if you know me, and I mean, of course you guys don't, but I have friends that know me in college, high school. I literally had shoe boxes of cases back in the day. Like, I was just a case person. I don't know why. It's just to find the perfect case was always so hard for me because I was a stickler, and I wanted to do YouTube, been wanting to do it for a very long time. So I was like, you know what, man, let me start with these case reviews. They're quick, to the point. It'll get me more comfortable in front of the camera, behind the camera, however I want to do it, and then I can filter it and do other things, man. That's kind of where it kicked off at. I just love cases. I mean, cases are expensive.
Yeah, they are.
And if you go out there and spend $50, $60 on a case and it doesn't perform to your standards, then what's the point? You know what I mean? So I just feel like, I'm just being real about case reviews. Companies send them to me and I'll slam their case if it sucks. I mean, that's just what it is to me, but that's kind of how I started, man. Like the case reviews, love doing them, and then it just filters to any other content that comes to mind.
Do you have a favorite? Like, I know I have a favorite.
Yeah, I actually do. I probably have about two favorites. I can have the out-of-box symmetry. I love that case. I gave that a lot of praise when I had my iPhone 7 and 8 Plus. And the Rhino Shield Solid Suit.
Oh, okay.
Those are probably my two top favorite cases. They're always spot on when it comes to those cases, man. So those are definitely two of my favorite cases.
I wanted to try to get into the Rhino Shields, but like they had a problem with one of the Pixels before where like the sides would pull out, but I was only getting I wasn't getting like a full case. I was only getting one of the like little side bends.
It was the crash guard,
and it just was like, this just doesn't work, and I desperately wanted it to, mostly because it was, like you said, really expensive. So, they're not cheap. I was trying to think, do you do glass? I can't speak right now. I'm evidently stroking out on camera, live on air. This is happening. So you do cases, but you do like any type of screen protector? Or are you is it white side dome or white dome or? White Stone Dome.
I'm all for them. Yeah. I use their, and I don't just say that because they send them to me for free. Trust me, I love them. They're super quality, and I've been using glass screen protector for years. But even though that screen protector is very expensive, don't get me wrong. You're talking about $45-$50 for a screen protector. I mean, who's gonna pay that? You know what I mean? But I always say when you install it and you install it correctly, man, that thing is super clear. It doesn't have any glare. I mean, it doesn't scratch over time. Like, I love it. Like, and I tell companies, when you send me cases to review and you include screen protectors, I'm probably not going to review it because I'm not taking my white stone off. You know what I mean?
Wow.
I'm not taking it off because I mean, we have one. And I just tell them, like, if they send them to me, I'm like, I'm not going to review that. Thanks for sending it to me, but I have this white stone dome one that's perfectly installed, and I'm not going to take it off to potentially install one of yours.
And as difficult as it is to install a screen protector, I completely understand because if there's a bubble or a hair or something under it, I can't I can't do it.
Yeah. I'm telling you.
Like, it drives me crazy, man.
So you got me on the Whitestone Dome with Tech Ninja Kevin. I mean, you guys are like, no, seriously, you need to go get one. So
you got me hyped on it.
I was like, are you sure that, because you're right, they're like 50, 45, $55. So I bought one for the iPhone 10 that I have. And so like it's a process. They ship you everything, like a curing light and all. It is
it's a process.
It is legit.
It's a little intimidating. Yeah. It's a little intimidating if you haven't first done it. Trust me, I was like sweating my camera the first time I did it. I was like, and I don't want to mess this up because they only sent me one, and now they usually tend to send two. So I'm like, all right, but once you do it the first time and you kind of take your time, look at videos. Trust me, I was literally, no lie, sweating coming to that screen protector, and I was like, man, I'm making
true story. I was the same way. Yeah.
So
but it's legit. So like when you mentioned it and when Kevin mentioned it, I was like, okay, went and bought it. Like no question. When I buy a screen protector, and I will be for whatever the next device that comes out on October 9th, I will buy that, and I will be putting on a Whitestone Dome for it because that's no question.
Wow.
Without question.
Got
to. Yeah, they're that good.
Wow. So real quick in the comments, just want to say hey to Mr. Andrew Hatchett for stopping by. Thank you so much. Also, the Everyday Dad is here again. We love you, Gary. Thank you so much for stopping by. And man, once again, T's bringing in some of his friends. So C-Kid, thank you so much for stopping by to check out the stream. We appreciate your presence ever so much.
I was going to say, one of the questions that we'll have for T is, hey, who would you recommend to bring on? That's one of the last questions that we ask.
I was thinking about it because I know I watched your other ones. And I'm like,
don't be surprised.
Okay.
We will be bringing folks on. I can think of 2 or 3 more that we'll have in October. And so, CJ, I know that you're out there in the comments. Follow me on Twitter. There might be a DM that we want to get you on the show. So that will
It's so many people, and that's the thing. Is like so many people. I got to narrow it down.
We absolutely love. Greg and I talk constantly after Thursdays. We absolutely love this. And I'm very excited to have everybody on the show.
Oh, yeah.
Like I've been watching you on all your other live streams, plus yours, plus some of the ones I think you're on Vipers and things like that. So like we go out there and watch. It's like, I'm really super excited to have some folks on. So
yeah, man, it's always cool to get guests on. Even though we used to do our streams, to get guests on was amazing, man. It's just cool, you know, to get people out in front of the camera. Not in front of the recording camera, you know what I mean, when it's live streaming. So that's always good to see people in that light. So
it's nice to just, I mean, it gives you a chance to like meet other personalities you might not otherwise have a chance to interact with, and you know, hopefully cross-pollinate audiences a little bit. Turn the followers on to something new they may not have otherwise seen. So I mean, I love it, man. This is my favorite version of the live show.
It has been so far my favorite version of the live show. So because my MacBook is running all the stuff, you have all the questions, but I know that So I know that we have been pinged by certain types of manufacturers looking to pimp certain types of stuff. Mm-hmm. Do you have a horror story that you would share? Like, I had somebody that tried to pull a fast one on me, or what's the worst thing that you've kind of had happen to you, like from a certain type of manufacturer that's trying to get you to maybe buy something on Amazon and review it?
I don't know if I've had a horror story, man. I've had, if you could say a horror story, I've had a product go wrong and kind of mess up one of my phones. If you might have seen that video on my channel, but it was a company, and they sent me their screen protector, and like I said, I really don't have to name blast the company. If you've seen the video, it's up there. But basically, they want to be a Whitestone Dome. They wanted to be Whitestone Dome, and they wanted to try to have the same quality as them for half the price. So I said, sure thing. I'll give it a try. And they were like, oh, we'll send you 10 to give away on your channel.
Wow.
Cool. You know what I mean? All right, cool. I'll go ahead and do it. I'll review it. And I think at the time, I don't think I had a screen protector on my S9 Plus. I think I took my Whitestone off for something. I don't know, whatever I took it off for. Anyway, install this screen protector, man, and you know how the glue setup is on that Whitestone. Their screen protector was everything but any of the installation guides that the Dome glass gives you. So therefore, a speaker leaked into my speaker grill and damaged my front-facing speaker on my S9 Plus.
Oh no!
And I emailed them and haven't heard
not a peep.
Man.
Haven't heard a word back at all, man. And it's just like, you know what? It's all good because I made the video and I wasn't even trying to slam them. I was like, hey, it messed up. I told people don't buy the screen protector. And I emailed them and I wasn't even trying to say like you owe me a phone or anything. No, I wasn't even trying to say that. I was just trying to say you have something going, but just these are your issues. You know what I mean? When somebody sends me something that doesn't work well or it's not living up to the standards, I say this is what the issue and you should do this to fix it. You know what I mean? It takes a real company to be like, hey, I appreciate that. We took it to the drawer. I've literally had a case company change their case because of one of my case reviews, and they told me. But that's probably the one thing I probably had go wrong with a company. As in, like anything else, I really haven't had many horror stories, man. That's probably like the worst thing I did. That it kind of made me mad. I'm like, this is my S9 Plus, and I love the front-facing speakers, and it's kind of like
I would be magma hot.
It's damaged. You know what I mean? I have so many other phones, but it's just like I really like that phone. But that's probably my only like horror story, if you want to call it. Anything Amazon or something like that.
How long ago did this happen? I mean, it couldn't have been that long.
Maybe 2 months.
I would still be mad about it.
Oh yeah, I'd be magma hot. Like you're handling it well. Like I would probably still just be magma hot.
I'm mad about it, but it's at the same time, it's just like how much now my use of the S9 Plus has declined with the Note 9 and the new iPhones coming out. So that's kind of probably part reason why I'm not crazy upset is because I'm not using the phone as much. Now, if it was like my daily driver, I would be like extra mad. Yeah. You know what I mean? But I'm still. I'll just lesson learned. I'll never use a screen protector from them again.
So random question. Like I haven't even run this one past you.
Oh, okay.
So where we live, we have a Micro Center nearby. I'm not sure exactly where you're at if you have Micro Center nearby, but every time we go through the checkout line, there's always like this wall full of random stuff that we walk past.
Every time.
And there's stuff that's like, man, it's like $30 to try this out. I'm so interested. We've talked about doing a bunch of stuff on there for reviews. There's one thing, this is right up your alley.
Yeah.
We walk past this all the time. It's a liquid screen protector.
I don't know how that's possible.
I don't either, but I'm so interested in trying it out. I'm curious, have you ever seen anything like that, or have you ever tried anything like that?
Is it all liquid?
It's all liquid.
It's like a little vial, and you're supposed to pour it on your screen, and that's where I'm like, I don't know, man.
See, I can't try something like, and I know Micro Center. I'm in Atlanta, and I have one that's like 15 minutes from me, and I love Micro Center. And I know when you walk to that house,
exactly
it's all of those things that you can grab. I know exactly what you're talking about. I wouldn't feel comfortable putting one of those screen protectors on one of my expensive devices. You know what I mean? I can't do that. You know what I mean? But I guess, I don't know. It'd have to be like a dummy phone. Like, send me a dummy phone and I can do it. But the glue would scare me, especially with speakers on front these days. If it didn't have the speakers up front, maybe. But the speakers on the front of these devices, man, I had one mess up, so it's possible. You know,
I would be so worried about like the tactile. Like, would you lose the sensitivity of touch?
Because I feel like once you do that, you're
don't go back.
Rolling that back. You know
like, I'm not gonna throw that on an iPhone 10 where I have 3D touch. No, thank you.
Right.
Not gonna happen.
And that we talked about it so
I'm
many
gonna have to pass
times. We
on
talked
that.
about getting one, and so first of all, they're expensive.
Oh yeah, they're like $50.
Well, it's like $50 for the small one that'll do like a small phone, and it's like $75 or something to do a bigger phone.
Maybe it might work for that price.
I don't know. We have talked about it so many times, but neither one of us have been brave enough to pull the trigger. Because it's like, that's a one-way trip, man.
Maybe when I go to Micro, I might have to check it out because I go to Micro Center like at least every 2 weeks. Like, I'm in Micro Center. So I might have to see if I can find that screen protector. Just really look at it and see what it says because that's expensive, man. It better.
The next time we're in there, I'll take a picture and then I'll send it to you on Twitter. Like, hey, this is the thing.
Definitely, please do.
So
that's the one that gets me where I'm like, man, I want to try it so bad. I
can't do it on my Pixel.
That's hilarious.
I need to
Pixel.
I need to ask like my father-in-law, like, hey, let me see your phone real quick. I just got to try something. I'll give it right back to you, I promise. Let me just see something.
Right.
All right. So you were gonna ask T about the 10R.
Oh, I sure am. I'm really curious, T, about what color iPhone 10R you're gonna pick up because I know you're a big fan.
Yeah, it'll be a clear version because I'm not getting that much into it, man. I'm not messing with it. I mean, you know what? When it first came out, everybody was deeming it the budget iPhone. Everybody was deeming it that. And in the beginning, I was too. I was just like, nobody wants a lower tier phone. But I was wrong. I am happily to admit that I was completely wrong. Like, that phone caters to a certain market, and I feel like Apple positioned that phone in the right space at the right time. Because you got people, the average person. I mean, everybody doesn't have the latest and greatest like us. We don't have to have the big dog phone every single time. And you have friends that just want an iPhone, and especially people who just want something that looks like the iPhone 10 and can get it for almost, not half the price, but can get it for a nicely reduced price. People are going to go for it. You know what I mean? And just seeing that a new iPhone at $750, people are going to jump all over it, man. Like, I didn't think so, but I think it might be the best-selling iPhone.
What cracks me up?
I really think it might be.
So the iPhone XR is $750, and if you rewind time a year and a half, 2 years ago, $750 was the premium price tag for a phone, and now all at once that's the cheap phone.
Yep.
Like, it's crazy how quickly
we've gone
from that's
man.
the top dollar to now that's just a cheap phone.
Well, yeah,
it blows me away.
What was it last year?
Yeah.
Basically, last year when Red announced their foray into getting into phones, they talked about the Hydrogen One was going to be like $1,200, $1,400, and people are like, "Holy cow!" Like, losing their mind. And all of a sudden, now you fast forward basically another 12 months after that, and you got the big dog iPhone that's $14.99.
Yeah.
And so now Red's like, okay, maybe I don't want to give Red credit because I don't know how much they're doing, but they are maybe ahead of the market when it comes to that. I don't know.
Man, I don't know.
But I don't know. $1,500. That's
oh my God. I man, it was rough. I was at work and me and my coworkers were watching it. Usually, like I said, I work with AT&T, so therefore people are all watching usually. And it's not even on the cell phone side. People are just all tech people. So we were watching it. Everybody was in their own cubes watching it. And then when the keynote was over, I was like, they never mentioned prices. So let me go online, and me and my coworker were just guessing. I was like, how much you think the 512 gigabyte version costs? I'm like, I said it's probably gonna be $1,400. I just felt it. I felt it was gonna be $1,400. And we went there, and I was just like, oh my God, like, are you kidding me? Like, no, like I can't. Usually I always get the top gigabyte version every year. Not this year. I can't do that.
That's
I can't.
I mean, that's a MacBook Pro level price.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like a 21-inch iMac cost. I think somebody said. No, I mean, unreal. I mean, it's getting to the point now where it's getting ridiculous. And then last year when they came out with the iPhone 10, I said there's no way they can get higher than this, and they did. Like, I don't know.
I was surprised. Like, I just, me personally, I don't know how. Like, I'm a person that wants the big dog phone. Like, I got 128 gig Pixel 2 XL, and at the time, I think that was the biggest you could get. Wherever my phone is over there.
Right.
But the point is like, do I want 512? Absolutely, no question. I would absolutely want that.
I don't get what the draw is for 512. Man, who cares?
For me, 4K video. You know how big I am with this.
You have to be taking like a bunch of videos.
4K videos, photos, and I take a ton, and
Sure, you do. But you also back all that stuff up to Google Drive.
Well, because I get it for free in Google Photos.
And that's my thing. So you don't have an inherent need for storage on your phone. And that's going to be my argument against anybody who wants like the top tier. I mean, other than bragging rights. Look, if you're just looking for the biggest, baddest phone around, cool, more power to you. You know what I'm saying? But for just storage-wise, like, why do you need 512 gigs of storage on your phone
to say you got it?
Other than bragging rights.
Yeah, I mean, I've only known one person, and that's my buddy's wife. I've only known one person to ever fill up a 256 gig iPhone. Ooh. So she is going for the 512 tonight, or tomorrow morning. She's like, I'm getting the 512 gold. She's the only person in history that I know to fill up a 256. But she had kids.
Look, my wife got kids too, but she's not even filled up her phone.
I mean, look, I don't know. I think I've only used 60 gigs of my 256, and that's as most as I'm ever going to use. I mean, I mean, I don't. If they had 128 in the, I would get that.
It's
like, but
I feel like
256 is it is what it is.
4K.
But 512 is like I got it on my Note 9, and it's just like I'm never gonna ever use any of this on my Note 9, man. But I don't know. It's getting ridiculous. But people
you're
need
not
like
gonna be one of those people that takes the Note 9 with 512 gigs and then adds another 512 gig SD card to it.
No, sir.
So that you got.
No, sir.
You don't need a terabyte in your.
This is the first time. No, that's overkill. Like the only time that I tend to load my phone up is if I'm going somewhere. Like if I have a long flight, if I'm going somewhere internationally, I might put a movie or two on my phone. But then when I get home, it's going right back off. It's not sitting up there. You know what I mean? So it just depends what you use your phone for. But me, I would never need anything past 256. That's like the sweet spot for me. Like, in me doing YouTube, sometimes I might tend to shoot like B-roll or something on my smartphone. Therefore, it may be 4K, but still, it's not taking up that much space. You know what I mean? So
I mean, a smartphone that shoots 4K 60 is perfect for B-roll.
Oh yeah,
perfect for B-roll.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's a must, man. It's a must, definitely. And I haven't done it enough. I said I was gonna start doing it. I did want to buy a second camera, and I'm like, you know what? Why even do that when I can just use a smartphone? You know what I mean? And get a mount that has a fluid head on it, and boom, there you go. You know what I mean? So
that's actually quite a bit like what I do with the Pixel 2 is like I have a mount with the fluid head, put the phone on it. I have those moment lenses, throw those on it. Great B-roll. Yeah. So those are fantastic. You should reach out to the Moment guys. You
know what? I've been seeing that, and I've said I wanted to reach out to them, you know, and I just haven't really, you know what I mean? Some companies I get a vibe from to where I know they won't reply. When you start dealing with companies, you kind of know what companies you can get a reply from. But some could surprise you. You know what I mean? A lot of companies surprise you. And I've been surprised.
I took a shot. I took a shot, reached completely out to them on a whim like a year ago.
And we were like half the size we are now.
Way smaller than what we are now. They're like, yeah, here you go. They sent us, 2 or 3 lenses in their case and everything. I didn't pay a dime. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And
I tell people all the time, like, small content creator. My boy always told me he does YouTube videos and he's much larger. He said, is there anything that you want? Don't be afraid to email a company before you go buy it.
Yeah.
Because they just might send it to you, man. And that's true. That's very true. You know what I mean? So
the worst they can say is no. So
yeah. That's it. You know what I mean? I've been told no plenty of times, and then they come back around and then say yes.
Absolutely, man.
So I had a few case companies do that to me, so
you should totally reach out to them. I almost it's Caleb and Niles. They're the 2 guys that kind of run their channel, they run their channel and then they run their socials as well.
Super nice
guys.
Just
super nice guys. But yeah, absolutely.
I might do that because
I think, like, especially with all the cases that you do, you could. I don't personally like their case, but you need it for the lenses. Their case has a dead button feel, so I would be really interested to see what they. Oh god, it's awful. It's awful. I love it. I love everything. I love everything about the company, but like I was like, oh god, you guys, the case is just it's the case. Button.
Yeah,
it's the button. It's just dead, and I'm like, there's no. It's hard to like tell where it is, but I'm interested to know like if they would send you a Note 9 case because I really want to see like what that would be like.
Yeah, for sure.
I might literally email them tonight. I said I was going to sit down after this live stream and go through some emails and stuff. So.
We got a couple people in the comments asking about Pixel 3 thoughts. Curious if you have any thoughts on either what you're expecting from the Pixel 3 announcement or curious about other people's thoughts about this whole Notchgate thing, which... You're
gonna go to that? You're gonna go that?
Hey, I'll poke the bear. I'm cool.
Oh, don't. Oh, God.
Man, it's... You know what? I don't have a bunch of thoughts on it because it's been so watered down and beating to death. It's to the point where I don't even look at videos about it. I'm more of a person who don't... I don't care, and I said this the other day when it came to the iPhone. I'm not a person who looks at a bunch of leaks, who believes a bunch of leaks, I'm waiting for the keynote. Show me the phone. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not a person who, somebody found one in a Lyft or Uber and somebody, like, where are you getting these stories from? Who said that Pixel? You know what I mean? Yes, so I don't really get caught up with the whole Pixel whatever's going on. I'm at this point now where I haven't owned a Pixel device. I bought a Pixel 2 XL. It had a display issue. I returned it. Didn't think about picking up a new one. But I've been thinking about picking up a Pixel 3, but I don't know. I can't buy all these devices. So I gotta pick and choose which one I'm gonna buy. It's being realistic. So it's just like I'm just kind of tired of all the rumors. I'm ready for the keynote. And as for the notch, I mean, hey, it has a notch. What phone doesn't have a notch besides Samsung phones? I mean, it's at this point now you have to deal with it. It is what it is. And when the notch first revealed this, whatever ugly face or whatever, when the iPhone 10, I was bashing the notch. Do not get me wrong. I was like, there's no way I'm getting the iPhone 10. That notch is hideous. I'm getting the 8 Plus. And then once I got the iPhone 10 in hand, I was just like, you know what? You don't even see the notch.
I was just going to ask. So one of our good friends, he had an iPhone 10. He said 30 seconds, you don't even think about it. So, I mean, probably same thing. Yeah. What you had it in your hands, you used it for probably a day.
Yeah, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get it, and I pre-ordered it, got it, and then when it got in my hands, I was like, you know what? It's there, of course. Yes, the notch is there, of course, because we're not used to it, and that's something new that's on the top of your phone. It doesn't look normal, but I think a lot of people who bash the notch hasn't even had a phone with notch to even say, oh, it sucks. Like, have you had a phone with the notch, and if you used it more than a few days, you would know you kind of get immune to it. Now, you're going to have people that say, oh, I still see it, but whatever. You know what I mean? That's kind of my thoughts with the Pixel 3 XL. I'm kind of over all the rumors. Bring the keynote on. Let me see what they got going on. I'm a stock Android lover, and I'm just waiting to see what happens.
I am really freaking excited about that keynote. I am going to be copiously taking pictures and Instagram stories. I'm like, guys, look at all this stuff. And I'm be pushing out content like bananas when we go.
Yeah, that's dope.
So I plan on doing all that stuff, but just like you said, it's like you get in your hand. If it's a beautiful device, look, the iPhone 10 is gorgeous.
It takes
gorgeous device.
It's perfect.
I have no doubt. Is it gonna have a notch? Yep. Am I gonna care? Nope. Because it is just aesthetically beautiful device. Look, and that's me. I have a Pixel. Everybody's like, you're a Google fanboy. Hey, whatever. I'm just a tech fanboy at this point because, look, I am now fully on a MacBook Pro at home and work. Apple makes beautiful devices. It's just nice. AirPods, they're great. Love AirPods.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But that's the whole Pixel thing with me, man. I'm just, at this point, I'm ready for the keynote, and I hope they save face, and I don't care if they have a notch or not. Just give me a solid performing Pixel device. But I feel like at this point, there's so much in the dirt when it comes to this device. I'm trying to see how they're going to bounce out of there when it comes to the keynote. So I'm kind of interested to see what goes on. What goes on during the keynote, man, because they're going to have to do something.
So I'm not going to lie. The fact that they've gone on record saying that they're not going to have a Pixel Watch this year, I think hurts them greatly. Apple's now on Series 4 Apple Watch.
Look, and that Apple Watch is
nasty.
Legit.
Wow, that thing's beautiful.
My God, that Apple Watch is great.
It's pretty, man. I was like, I would try my best not to order one. I'm like, I don't. My Series 3 is just fine. Maybe I'll get the 4 next year, like I did the 3. I didn't get it when it came out. I got it a year later. So I'm not going to rush out and get that. I'm like, the iPhone is expensive enough right now. So I don't need to go out and get the Series 4 even though I want to.
But that Series 4 watch is it looks so good. And the fact that they went through all of the regulations for the FDA, American Heart Association.
That's crazy.
It's setting the standard, man. They're really they're pulling away in that smartphone race, man. I mean, not smartphone, the smartwatch race. They're really pulling away because this time was just like a slap in the face. Hey, we can do all this with heart, everything involving the heart. And it's not only reaching out to the younger crowd. Now they're starting to appeal to the older crowd with health issues. And they make it feel a little bit more confident with an Apple Watch. You know what I mean? And I mean, who doesn't? Fall detection. How many people have older grandparents and that's your fear? You know what I mean? Of something like that happening. So Apple really gets kudos for me from that keynote with the Apple Watch 4, man, because the FDA, I mean, I'm pretty sure that's no easy task. No. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if I can just imagine.
I think that's I was really, really impressed by that. There are some folks that are out there talking about how there was what is it? Not 9 to 5 Apple, but there's websites out there that's oh, this was really boring. Are you kidding me? That was a great keynote. You're
That was great. You know what I mean? I loved it.
Man, I don't know.
I loved
crazy
it.
time.
I mean, some parts got born with little AR and stuff.
Yeah, the AR thing I think was played.
Personally, yeah, that was kind of, they took it a little too far. That was the only time where I was like, all right, move to the next topic. But that's out there for someone. You know what I mean?
But,
so we'll see.
I'm an Android fan, don't get me wrong, but nobody hopes more than I do that Apple, of all companies, can get wearables and like the AR, VR thing. Like, if anyone's going to get that right, it's going to be them. So, man, I wish them all the luck in the world and all the success in the world trying to get the wearables market. Just dominate it, man. Like, motivate other companies to want to compete at that level, because they're killing it. They're absolutely killing it. I mean, the best thing that Android has as far as wearables go, we joke about this all the time, but it's like, what do you have? You have the Fossil Watch, the Smart Q.
That thing is just trash. Awful. Oh my god.
They have too many. It's too many. You know what I mean? When you're talking about Android in a whole, you have the LG. Now the LG, what is it? Urbane?
Yeah, that one was. Yeah, the Urbane was.
I thought that was a very pretty watch. You know what I mean? And the new Galaxy watches, the Gears or whatever they are at this point, those look good. But I think it's just too many. LG and Samsung has theirs, and HTC might have theirs, or Google might come out with one. It's just so many. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that's the problem with Android anyway. You know, so it's just, you know, it is what it is. Yep.
So we have more questions, or you want to hit him with our last question?
Yeah, hit him with the. I'm trying to be respectful of the man's time too. So why don't you?
It's all.
I know you have a late. I know you have a really late night live show. Ahead of you. You got a late night.
Yeah, I'm up. Right before this live stream, I took a nap like a little kid. So I'm literally gonna leave this stream, go grab some Chick-fil-A, eat it, chill, and probably just hang out on the internet. I like browsing the Apple forums before pre-order. I like people ask questions about, you know, what's the best tips. I kind of go up there and just help people out. And I don't really have anything going on. Tomorrow's gonna be a slow day at work, so it's just like it'll be a little fun little night sitting in front of the computer and just going in.
If you want, take a moment to plug whatever you want to, plug some upcoming videos, streams you're going to be on, your socials, whatever you need, man. The stage is yours, sir.
You know, I know it's so hard to plug myself sometimes, man, but technically, T, bunch of case reviews. If you're looking for case reviews, man, and anything tech related, I don't really have a thing where I kind of center on. I kind of like to dibble and dabble a little bit of everywhere, man. So you might see anything pop up on my channel. Future videos, I'm going to have the iPhone 10 and get a naming convention right. The iPhone 10s Max. So I'm gonna do videos on that, probably comparing it to the Note 9 and, you know, other phones that I have, man. So that's basically it. Technically, T, across all social media, Twitter, Instagram. Follow me on Facebook, man. I'm always up there 24/7, man. I kind of want to get the following on my social media up a little bit more because I like interacting with anybody that I can.
Here, man.
That's it. Yeah, that's it, man. I mean, go watch the channel, go watch the videos. If something, you know, grabs your eye, hit that subscribe button.
Do it.
So,
hey, man, it's an easy subscribe. Subscribe, really is. Bell ring. Just go out and do it.
Yeah,
you can leave our live stream right now and go out and do it. That's how good it is.
If you're not subscribed, seriously, you're doing it wrong. I promise.
Who should we target? If you say, hey, go out and find yourself a YouTuber and I think they would come onto your show, who would you ask?
It's pressure time.
Yeah, here's the pressure. Pressure.
Oh boy, that's I was thinking about this before I even got on the screen, man. It's like it's so hard to narrow down to one person. That's the thing.
No worries.
If I had to give it to anybody, I probably need to get Viper up here, man.
I'd love to have Viper on here.
Like,
I haven't.
He seems like a cool dude.
He is built. He's a cool dude, man. He has really built up his live stream to be almost like a TV show that you have to watch on Fridays. Like, honestly, I mean, I tell him all the time, I literally base my Fridays around his live stream. He has a lot of people on his live stream. It can be anybody from smaller to bigger. And I like him because he isn't afraid to jump out there and reach out there and ask bigger content creators, will they be on their live stream? And I think a lot of people look at that as trying to be a suck up to the big YouTubers, but it's not. Yeah. He's literally taking initiative and diving in there, and he's getting good results from it, man. And I have the utmost respect for him when it comes to his live stream, man, because I love him. I'm on one tonight. You know, anytime he has a live stream, he's he's open to be, he's very open to his live stream. You know what I mean? Anybody can be up there. So if I had to say anybody, man, definitely get Viper up there, man, because he's doing something so good, and I know he'll be more than happy to jump on the live stream.
I will most definitely be reaching out to Viper, and I will tell him like.
T was telling me
he said us come this way, but like you're right,
man. Yeah. I'm pretty sure somebody let him know that I put him in this video, man. But he knows it's coming. I always give Viper props when it's due, man, because that's a real cool dude.
You're right. So. He has had some doozies, like.
Yeah,
I'll pop in there and be like, and he has some long live streams too. So, like,
look,
he'll go like 6-7 hours. Like, that's a long time. I gotta give the man
respect for doing a 7-hour live show, and he gets views too.
Oh yeah, I popped in. I probably popped in and out 4 different times.
It's entertaining. You have so many people jumping in, jumping out. Like that's what I like about his live stream. Hey, I'll be back in an hour, and it's just so free flowing. It's like an open door that you can just walk in, chill, walk out. It's kind of like a party almost. So that's why I'm like, and that's what he's like. I was going to do a live stream tonight. Before me and my buddy was going to live stream all the way up until the pre-order. And Viper was like, he's doing live stream. I was like, I'm not live streaming. I'm getting on Vipers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how it is. So, man, he's really created something with that live stream space, man. Like, he really has. He has a personality that's catchy and that can go viral if he hits that right moment.
It's a matter of time.
He's
close. Going to go.
It's a matter of time, man. It's a matter of time, man. I tell them, like, yo, keep it up. You have the most desirable show, one of the most desirable live streams that I like to see because you have a variety of folks up there. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So definitely reach out to him, man. Definitely get him up here. I think he'll be a good guest.
We're doing it. Absolutely.
Hey, man, thank you so much for stopping by. This has been an absolute blast.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. Hey, always, man. I definitely appreciate it for you guys having me as a guest, man. Like I said, we've been following each other for a very long time, like a long, long time. So to get up here and talk, hey man, much appreciated. I really thank you.
We're gonna definitely have you on again. Hopefully you don't care, but
oh man, just let me know, man. Just reach out to me and let me know, man. I'm always free. Usually these days, man, if I'm not too busy, I'm here,
we
man.
Appreciate you.
So everybody in the comments, man, check him out.
Man, you gotta take it easy, man.
He's we've got all of his socials and stuff down in the description in the video below. Check him out. He's a good guy.
Thanks, T.
Appreciate it, guys, man. Appreciate chat, man. I'll catch you guys later.
Man, I'm stuck, man.
He's like, that's good. It's so good.
That was a great conversation.
I love that we have guests now, man.
Look,
we were like 4 or 5 weeks in a row. You bet. I know what you're gonna say.
Go ahead
and just come on with it. I'm ready.
When he first approached me with the idea of like, hey, not only do I want to bring the live show back, which I was 100% on board for.
Yep.
We have been talking about redoing the live show for a long time. But then he's like, oh, and by the way, I want to do guests, and I'm going to start immediately. I was like, man.
You were.
I was not happy about it. I was straight up not happy about it. I was like, dude.
Salty.
We are not ready for that. We need to get our house in a row first. Let's figure out what we're doing first.
I ain't got time for that. We're killing it. This has been so much fun.
It's been so much fun.
It is a blast.
So much fun.
Yeah.
And I hate that I have to admit that you were.
Come on,
hang on. I'm not saying that you were right, but you just weren't.
I am.
You weren't like.
But say it.
Super wrong.
Say it. Say it for the internet.
I can't. I'll throw it.
Say it for the internet. Say it for the man in the back over there.
I can't.
I was right. I was right.
Yeah.
I was right.
He wasn't wrong.
Oh, I was right. Oh.
Anyway. What else do you want to move on to? You want to tell your story?
Oh, God. I have another story.
2 weeks in a row.
2 weeks in a row. It's Scott's story time. I actually almost thought about making like a video that's like,
okay, hold on.
Scott's story time.
Let's take a moment to appreciate the fact. Technically, T. First of all, dude, I love you to death. That's not how this is supposed to work. He was kind enough to donate $10 to us.
T.
Thank you for having me, guys, and keep up the excellent work. First of all, I appreciate you.
That's not. I'm supposed to pay you, T. That's not how this works. It's not normally supposed to go like that.
But I do appreciate it very much.
Thank you. Yeah, man, throwing it for a loop there. 2 weeks in a row. I feel like I need to have like an intro to Scott's story time. Also that too. Story.
Scary time.
Scar.
Story time.
Oh, army matey.
Yeah.
So in Ohio, it rained quite a bit last weekend. So before any of this, if there are anyone that is in the path of the hurricane that is going to North Carolina and South Carolina, please be safe.
Yeah.
If you have family, friends,
good
please
call,
check on them. I had learned, I don't know if this is a fact, I probably should fact check this, but I have been told that you can actually, if you don't have data or anything like that on your phone, you can actually call your voicemail, change your voicemail without data. If you are in the path of the storm, change your voicemail to where your family members can get updates by just calling your phone. That way they can say, like, just timestamp it. It's such and such date, such and such time. I am okay. If you're in the path, please do something like that. Check on your family members, all of that. So that aside, the water problem that I had pales in comparison, but I'm going to be loud and boisterous and try to make it fun. So we got a lot of water in Ohio last weekend.
I was like, I'm not really sure where you're going with this, but I get it now.
It rained a tremendous amount, like a lot. And so I had a puddle of water in my basement. Called a great company. I am not going to mention names, and they are fantastic. And I love the company. They made just a very small tactical error. They have since remedied that problem with the help of some of the work that I've done and some of the work that you've done. And we'll get to that in a second, kids. But I had a water. I had a water problem. They came out and fixed it. Like, this is a downspout, and they've since remedied the situation. No problem. Well, they also checked the sump pump. Dude got down there, kind of jiggled it around, and was like, "Oh, this is basically new, and here's the reason why," and showed us all that. Said, "Hey, it's really great. You have all the metal internals. Don't get one from Home Depot or Lowe's because it's got plastic internals in it. Go to an actual plumbing store because they have metal internals that cost a little bit more, but they won't break." Cool, great advice. Then they put everything back together, and then they left, and then so did me and my family, and we left for 12 hours.
Yeah.
Like, we're gone for most of the day. We got home about 1 a.m. It had rained the entire time. Put certain elements of the family to bed. I lay down in bed. It's probably 1:30, 1:45 in the morning. I'm tired. I'm very tired. And I hear the sump pump kick on. And it sounds just a little bit weird compared to where it normally is, like boom. That's what it normally sounds.
That's your impression. Yeah, okay. Gotcha.
That's what it normally sounds like. But it was more along the lines of like a highly technical. Technically speaking, the highly technical term. I was like, that doesn't really sound right. Do you want to go check it? No? All right, fine. I'll go check it. I get downstairs, and there is water everywhere. Everywhere. I mean, everywhere.
Like, double underscore
bold.
Yeah.
Boxes are knocked over. Totes are knocked over. The washing machine is wet. The 6 feet high, the wall is wet. And I'm like, where is this leak coming from? I check the walls. I'm checking everything. And I have water all over the floor. So I'm mad dash putting towels down. And then it happened. So what had happened was when the guy jiggled the sump pump, he must have jiggled like a fitting or something loose, and water was just geysering straight up in the air. And I proceeded to yell the F word several times. French fries.
French fries, clearly. Fudge sickles.
Oh, just
yeah.
Poop. That word came out too. So keep in mind it was 2 a.m. And it stopped, and I didn't really know what to do, so I'm like, okay, I have to check that. I did not unplug it.
Now, the fun story is
it's 2 a.m.
But this is where we might be different people and we might fight about a lot of stuff. But look, brother, I resonate with you at a subatomic level because I've done something very similar. Go ahead.
I did not unplug the sump pump, and it was still raining, and water was still pouring into the sump pump. That includes the geyser that shot straight up like Old Faithful and then fell back down into the pit. So I get down there to try to figure out what's happening, and the sump pump kicks on. All of a sudden, I'm fighting with Aquaman. I'm going toe-to-toe with Aquaman, and it's just dousing me with water. I mean, I'm just taking it straight to the chest, the face. I look like Aquaman at a Friday night party. That's a sketchy reference.
Yeah, I got you. I was like,
okay, we're gonna go with that one.
I was gonna call it out, but yeah,
so
sure.
It's still continuously geysering out, and so I don't know why I did it. You know the little plastic covering for sump pumps that has like it's round. Because it's a circle, I'm an idiot. It's round, then it has the cutout for the pipe.
It's easier if you just let him go with it. And
I grab it, and I'm like Captain Americaing the water. Like, it's hitting the shield, it's bouncing all over the place. I'm freaking out, and I'm soaked. It's 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm tired, and I am soaked to my soul of Aquaman's Friday night. And I'm over it. So I then realized to unplug it.
Whoopsie.
And so I'm down there trying to figure out. I figured out finally I have to take a collar off and push it up the pipe, pause, and then put the collar back on.
Wow.
And try to retighten it, and then I drop the stupid screwdriver right in the sump pump. By this time, by the way, water is still continuously coming up, and I'm freaking out. Like, I'm about to wear this again. I'm going to wear all this water, and I don't know what to do. But I found another screwdriver, which actually, because I installed the Nest, it was the Nest screwdriver.
Which, by the way, the Nest
Google.
Screwdriver has a fantastic...
It's
great. Nest has a fantastic
screwdriver. So thank you, Google, for that.
Yeah.
Got it together, and then plugged it in and held my parvots.
Yeah.
Water went out. Water fixed itself.
After
I ate it twice. And then you came over the next day and verified that my work was fine.
And it worked. I mean,
By the way, they came out and then again fixed it today.
Oh,
because,
did they really? Wow.
Little known fact, that house has 2 sump pumps.
I was completely unaware of that.
Yeah, so were we.
Okay.
2 sump pumps. One specifically for the humidifier and furnace, because why not?
Sure. Yeah.
And also, it was floating like we thought.
Yeah.
It was floating there, so they put gravel in it to set it down.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't float around and constantly kick on, because it was basically just bouncing around in the hole.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was even after we fixed it.
Yeah.
It was still needing to be repaired, and I didn't even know that. So they put gravel in there and set it down there, and it was like. Roar.
So I was able to go over and help out Scott after all this happened, because I also have a sump pump story. It was literally Christmas Day the year before.
Oh.
And so this lovely studio that you see before you, well, this is the theater side, but whatever. The
This
1% studio! So all of this was torn down to the cinder block walls. This basement was
Gutted.
I wouldn't come down here without body armor if I could get away with it originally, and tore the whole thing apart, cleaned it up. That's not the important part. The important part is it was cold, and the sump pump that I have over in the corner, the exit line basically filled up and then froze. And so Christmas morning, I come downstairs and chit-chatting with the family, and we're getting ready to open presents, and then all at once, much the same as you, I heard a rustling in the basement. So I came downstairs, and there is
Santa.
Water everywhere. I also did not unplug it, so I'm like, what happened here? Oh, I see. The pipe came unplugged, so I grabbed a hold of the pipe and went to reconnect it, and right as I did so, it kicked on, and I ate a face full of water. It was awful.
Yeah.
By the way, sump pump water, disgusting. Does not taste good. Wouldn't recommend drinking it.
And somebody said that at work the other day. They're like, that's the cleanest water because it's gone through filters. I go, I assure you that is not the cleanest water. That was
God, so gross.
So loud. I actually have that turned down to almost 10 decibels and still hit red.
It was so loud that I think that you damaged my hearing.
Only one other person on this planet as loud as me, and it's Bert Kreischer.
Yeah, that is probably accurate.
I keep telling you, I have had a chance to meet Bert Kreischer, but never out loud him, and I'm pretty sure I could give him a run for the money. Bert's pretty loud.
He is pretty loud.
But I am also very loud.
So,
are we going to talk about stuff? Because we've been going for an hour.
We'll get there.
Okay.
So, there's a thing that happened yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yeah. iPhone thing happened yesterday.
The Apple event.
The Apple event.
The Steve Jobs Theater in Cupertino.
So let's be real. It was an iPhone event. It was an iPhone event, and the Apple Watch. They announced 3 new phones: the iPhone
XR,
the XR, the XS, and the XS Max.
But it's the iPhone 10, iPhone 10R, iPhone 10s, and the iPhone 10sX.
No.
No.
iPhone 10s Max.
iPhone 10s Max.
Because it's bigger than an iPhone Plus. I kid you not.
It's actually bigger than an iPhone Plus?
It is bigger than an iPhone Plus, and that is also the legitimate reasoning that they gave on the stream.
Huh.
The stats on this thing are bananas.
I mean, the A12 chip, man.
We alluded to it. Well, we straight up talked about it when we were talking to T, but he mentioned the 10R and how, like, strongly believe, there's a lot of people now that are lining up behind this, that the 10R is going to be, this is going to be Apple's game-breaking year right here.
Really?
Well, so the 10R is basically the budget phone as compared to their big phones, the 10s and the 10s Max. And Apple has done this before. They tried it with the 5 series, so the iPhone 5.
5C.
The 5C. Now, the thing with the 5C is it had just a cheap plastic back, and it was demonstrably lower quality in every aspect, including hardware specs, compared to the 5 and the 5S. But what they have learned is that if you give people just about feature parity and you price it just right, it's going to generate a lot of interest. So this has the same A12 processor, which I'm not going to get into all the nerdy technical details, but
it's nice.
Look, as a technical guy, wow. Apple continues to amaze me with engineering feats. That is a nasty processor.
How's the camera?
Camera is, so here's where they get you. So it's
a single lens.
Single lens instead of the dual lens.
All right.
On the back side, but it's still, I think it's a 12 megapixel camera. On the front side, they still have you still have Face ID, so you still have the depth sensing camera.
You don't have 3D touch.
You don't have 3D touch.
I never use that anyway.
And that's the thing, is like how much of that is a big deal. So you have just about everything.
You can long press though. You can long press, so like you don't. Yeah, I get it. You don't get the 3D press, but you still have the ability to long press, which is, for me, that's what I'm accustomed to. So like it's still no brainer for me, or it's not a big deal. Has a notch, Greg.
Look,
whatever. Don't get into it.
The notch thing.
Don't
do it. The
notch
thing irritates me because it has a notch. So what? Everyone, all mad about the Pixel.
I literally
going to have a notch.
I literally tweeted a picture, and it was at Apple's event. They set like the iPhone that had a 5.5-inch screen, and then they put the other iPhone with a 6.5-inch screen, but had a notch. Same physical footprint. And so I asked people at work, which one would you choose? 100% of them chose the iPhone with the notch, and they'd be like, yeah, it's not a big deal. The average consumer does not care.
It's amazing. It's amazing how much resistance we get to that. Like, we have people that argue with us all the time, and it's like we ask everybody that we talk to.
Yeah.
Everybody we talk to.
The people at work range in age from like late 20s all the way up through early 60s, and they all said the same thing. They're like,
almost nobody cares.
They're just like, I want more display, but a footprint that's smaller. Okay, if I can get that, then I'm just going to accept it. Like, granted, they're like, well, if I had a choice, of course I'm going to choose one that's, if I could get all the features like face unlock and all that jazz with a full display, sure, I would take that. Of course you would.
So,
but we don't have that technical ability right now.
So here's my hot take on this. In chat, I would love for you to follow along, and if you have opinions on this, definitely put them down in the comments below. The more I think about this, the more I think that what you're seeing is you're seeing people's mentality play out. Are you a glass half full or a glass half empty type of person? Think of, if everybody remembers the black and blue dress versus the white and gold dress, that whole thing, like how you can have two people that are the same in almost every aspect but see two completely different things. Here's what I wonder. I wonder if the people that are looking at the notch see it as, oh, that notch is cutting out of the display, or whether or not people are seeing the edges of the notch as additional screen real estate. You see what I'm saying? Because there's a difference. There's a kind of mental trick that's being played there, whether or not you see the notch as obtrusive or if you see the ears as additional screen real estate. And I think a lot of the people that fight it so hard are the ones that see the notch as intrusive. They're seeing it as I'm losing screen real estate instead of gaining the ears.
Yep, you are gaining the real estate. So I'm sorry.
It's no question. Yeah. It's no question. But I don't know. Just the whole mentality fascinates me because the other thing too is you see the rampant Apple fanboyism where you will have people that will crap all over the Pixel and then not say anything about the iPhone, even though they have notches. Mm-hmm. And I just don't understand it. I don't know. This is my disconnection from people, man. I just don't get it.
So kind of went back.
Yeah.
Andy B talks about the Huawei P20 Pro beats iPhone 10. 100%. Look,
no question.
iPhone 10 takes amazing photos. The iPhone 10, P20 Pro, and the Pixel 2 XL, my 3 favorite phones when it comes to taking pictures and videos. I have had all 3. The P20 Pro is a wonderful device. Don't get me wrong. It's not my cup of tea. I made a video about it. I get it. I understand now why. But from a the video is not very good in the P20 Pro, in my opinion. The pictures, though, outstanding. Love the P20 Pro when it comes to taking pictures. It is so good. So good. The beautification, though, on the P20 Pro, it's too much.
Yeah.
It's just a little too much because when I can... Like, I don't have the best looking skin. I'm a good looking person, but I don't have the best looking skin.
Carried away.
But when it makes me look like Naomi Campbell, it's too much beauty.
Okay.
Anybody?
Nope. Crickets? Nope. We're gonna just let that one up. Okay. One more thing that I do want to talk about the iPhones though.
Bring it.
Did you see the flippin' coolest feature?
You almost let it slide, didn't you?
It's it's
close.
that good. It's that good.
Okay.
The adjustable depth of field on the camera. Did you see that?
So you take a picture and you adjust it after the fact?
Yes.
You know that a company did that for Android several years ago?
Okay, but can I do it right now?
You could have done it 4 years ago.
Can I do it right now?
If you still have the phone.
I don't have the phone.
Then you can't do it right now.
Okay, so...
Do you have the other phone that does it right now?
I don't know.
Shut your face. Can you do it with your iPhone? Can you do it with the iPhone right now?
Yes, you can.
No, I'm asking you. Can you currently do it with the iPhone right now?
Do you have an iPhone?
I'm asking you. Do you have an iPhone 10s that you can do that with?
That would be a negative Ghost Rider.
So you're saying that
but
you can't do it with
that reference.
Yeah, I do get the reference. I'm still not watching that godforsaken movie. Everybody knows it. It's Top Gun. Dude dies. Clearly, what happened was he flew into the ocean, and
something. So for the photographer people out there in the audience, like I know Everyday Dad, I know you're watching this too. If you didn't watch the Apple event, what we're talking about is bokeh, right? So when you see a picture where in the foreground you basically have the subject, you have like a portrait of somebody and it's super crisp, and then in the immediate background, basically from here to the wall, this is all blown out and blurry. It really adds like this just super cool depth of field to the picture itself. The interesting thing about the iPhone is that they have the ability to do that on the fly, and it's adjustable back and forth. So I can take a picture, and it might be like a perfectly crystal clear background and everything, and then go in after I've taken the picture and then adjust that focal length so that the background is all blown out, and then you get like a nice crisp, I don't know why I would want it, but a nice crisp portrait of Scott. But that is a really, really cool feature, and man, oh man, do I hope that Google does something similar to that.
They don't have to. They do it automatically through AI.
I know, but I want to be able to have control over that. I want the ability to adjust that, not just have auto pretty. Which, by the way, don't get me wrong, auto pretty on Google.
There is no question that's the best portrait mode.
It's amazing.
Unequivocally the best.
It's amazing, but I would like a little more control over that.
For portraits, all right, I can give it to you.
Yeah. Well, look,
I don't know how. I don't actually know how true this is. There was a rumor that was floating around that the camera on the Pixel 3 was dual aperture, and it would.
Oh yeah, I heard.
I don't actually know if that's true. I heard it for like a hot second.
We'll find out October 9th.
Yeah, we will. Is that a segue? High five!
I mean, it can be. Use it.
October 9th, if you watch the last video that we put out on the channel, talk about I'm going to the Made by Google event. 1 week ago, today, we learned right here on the show, I should sell portraits.
Cameron.
I should sell portraits.
Bruh.
I 100% agree with you.
You're not healthy.
Would you buy a portrait? If you buy a portrait for an unspecified amount, I will also include a sticker of me and Greg with the portrait. I might even make a face. I might even give you one of the smooches. I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's get crazy. Like, hey, I don't know. Let's get it going. Anyway, Made by Google event. 1 week ago on this show, got an email, showed Greg. You can go back and watch it. Just watch the 4 minute,
my stupid reaction to it because I
4 minute and 12-second video that basically talks about it, and then also I then make the first, I guess, vlog of what this will be. I am going to vlog this experience. There probably will be another vlog that comes out maybe this weekend, maybe early next week that talks about it, and then it's going to get a little bit weird because we go on vacation.
Yeah.
And so I don't really know how that's going to work. And then this one's going to be content for days because that's how it's going to go.
Yeah, so...
We have to figure that out because I don't know how we're going to do that.
So, on that subject, we don't have a live show next week, right?
Yeah, we do.
Okay, we have a live show next week, and we don't have one the week after.
We do
we
not.
are for sure on vacation.
Yeah.
Okay.
There was one scheduled. I have since learned some things that I might be by myself next week.
There is that possibility, yes.
So we're going to need to work on that.
Which is why I brought it up. And then we may or may not have some content that we put out in on vacation.
Yes.
We'll see what we can do about that. And
I haven't figured that part out. I don't think you folks know that normal YouTube channels probably have a production schedule. There's a real... More times than not, like, I will bounce something off of Greg, and he'll be like, yeah, this looks good. I'll be like, oh, that's cool. That video's been live for 3 hours.
Yeah.
Like,
glad you like it, because it's already out there.
Yeah. So we don't really do well with...
we try.
Stats, what are you doing? I look over, and Stats is literally staring at his phone going, I don't know what he was doing, but I look over, and he's just... deadpan into his phone, like eyes crossed and everything.
Stats.
I almost let it fly.
Stats gonna stats.
Hashtag stats gonna stats.
So right after we get back from vacation, then it's like a couple of days later, and then we go to New York.
So we get back in and around the beginning of October. I don't know, something like that. There's some type of big event that's on October 4th.
It's probably not important, but after that...
I feel like a huge event, a monumental, big, Cadillac-ish type event comes...
I don't have anything on the 4th. I got 2 things on the 3rd, though.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. You have nothing on the 4th?
Nothing on the 4th at all.
Nothing on the 4th at all?
No.
You may want to check your calendar again there, bro.
So...
why don't you cross your eyes more, Stats?
So you're going to actually be at the event itself.
I am going to be
theater.
at the wherever it is. I think it's at some studio. I will
be
Spring Studio.
Yeah.
Yep, I will be at that place.
And
Spring Studio.
I will be your camera guy. I'm basically going to be there as the production mule, trying to pump out content as quickly as I can.
Yes, because to be quite honest, it's a race.
Yeah,
and every big YouTuber is going to be there.
So this is
it's going to be a total mad dash.
It's going to be a mad dash, and this is going to be like...
And I'm going to look...
absurdly huge for our channel. To be able to get
I hope
this type of invite and this type of coverage is enormous for us.
I have absolutely no idea, because part of the problem, and everybody is experiencing it, all the YouTubers that tried to put out content yesterday, if it wasn't about Apple, you ain't getting views.
Oh, yeah.
And so we're going to do that same thing, and we're going to push content about everything. Like, there's been rumors all over the board that people are talking about, like, oh, you get new Chromebooks and Pixel 2 buds and Pixel devices. I don't know. I have zero idea other than there's probably a Pixel 3.
We knew more about the Apple event before it went live than I knew about the Pixel or the Google event.
I know.
We know the Pixel 3.
We know the Pixel 3.
Obvious.
But the others, I got no idea.
We know that it's not a Pixel Watch, which is an existential bummer for me.
Well, I had to go back and look at 2017. And so 2017, we got a Home Mini, which I thought those things were around forever.
I thought they were too.
Yeah, no, they came out in 2017. The Max.
Okay.
The Clips.
Yeah.
The Pixel Book.
Yeah.
Pixel 2.
Okay.
Pixel 2 XL.
Yeah.
And I think I might still be forgetting something, but those were the biggies that came out.
Was that Pixel Buds too?
Yeah, Pixel Buds came out last year.
Okay, so I don't think you said that one.
I didn't say that one?
No.
I thought I did. Anyway, so those are all the things that came out.
What's interesting about that, though,
I'm sure there's going to be stuff that comes out like that.
Pixel Buds, Clips, and I guess you can't really say the Home Mini and the Max.
They came out that event.
What I was going to say, though, is Pixel Buds and Clips, that's like out of nowhere new products.
New product lines.
Yeah, like out of nowhere. Well in advance, where they go, well, hang on, so they just did X, Y, and Z, which unified the back end, so now the only difference was whether or not you went from Gmail or Inbox, because the back was the exact same. So at that point in time, you have to go, well, now I'm maintaining two code bases that point to the same location. That's dumb, and it's just a matter of time before one of those is phased out. So, yeah, Inbox is being closed, and Google continues its just absolute market dominance for products launched and then immediately canceled.
Wow.
I'm just saying.
Were you a Google reader?
I'm a little salty about that.
You're still salty.
I'm still salty.
Let it go, bro.
Who cares?
I don't even remember what Google Reader was. What was it?
Don't talk to me. I'm salty about the fact that despite how big a particular service may or may not be, Google will, I won't say arbitrarily, but there are times when it feels like arbitrarily decide to cancel rather than trying to build market share for a particular product.
Full disclosure.
Drives me nuts.
Hang on, I got a yawn.
I'm sorry that I'm boring you, Scott.
So full disclosure, I actually still use Inbox every day. I use the Inbox app on my phone. I prefer that on my phone. Yeah. I use Gmail on my computer, though. I just prefer that. I'm just weird like that.
Yeah.
I used Inbox on my Mac for a long time, and then I just recently switched back to Gmail. I'm really bummed about losing Inbox on my phone. That one really bums me out because I just got used to it. I actually just enjoy the interface, the way that it looks.
Yeah.
But I mean, what are you gonna do? Can you, like you said, you cannot maintain two code bases.
Yeah.
Base size.
I mean, it just doesn't make any sense to do it, especially not for a company the size of Google. So I mean, I get it, but it does suck that.
It sucks because it hurts the consumer.
Well, yeah, because
with what was a good product, I truly believe. I thought Inbox was great.
And the fact that it's just gone. Like the interface, like those that have used it, like I have Inbox on my phone. Those that have used it and kind of enjoyed that interface, it's not you don't even get an option anymore. It's not like they're going to take the design cues from Inbox and feed them back into Gmail. It's just, nope, it is now gone, 100%.
Well, you get a lot of the features, though.
You get a lot of the features, but you don't get the same... the UI is everything. UI, UX is amazingly important. And then, because by the same token, you get a lot of the same features with Hangouts, or with Allo, that you do with Hangouts.
Allo's dead.
Duo that you get with Hangouts.
No, you don't. Duo's 1-to-1.
Duo's 1-to-1, sure. You get a lot of the same features in Duo that you got from Hangouts. Not all of them. A lot of the same features.
The basic ones.
Sure, but the point is that you get similar features, but Google doesn't... the interface completely changes, or they will slightly modify what the target audience is, or they'll slightly change how the product is presented. So at its core, Hangouts was video conferencing, and that's what Duo is. The difference is they go, we don't really care about having many-to-one or one-to-many. Now it's just one-to-one.
And Hangouts meet.
And
for business.
Messaging... we're going to take messaging out of this. We're going to put messaging in a different product, and then we're going to kill that too.
We cannot get into messaging because that is
it's a whole other problem.
Yeah, that's a big one.
And again, you want to talk about
they're teaming up with Samsung. Did you see that?
No.
Yeah.
What?
So Google and Samsung are getting together to figure out messaging. Have you heard about this?
To try and take on Apple.
Yeah.
Because Apple is, without question, the 800-pound gorilla of...
I don't know how you do that.
Stock default messaging. Apple got it right, no question.
Yeah, oh yeah.
No question. iMessage is
legit.
Incredible. Now, if you want to argue whether or not something like WhatsApp or Facebook Messenger fits into that same... I mean, that's third party. I'll grant you that argument. Those are probably bigger overall. I'll give you that. But iMessage is, at least in the U.S., I would argue the predominant messaging system.
iMessage.
first-party messaging system, no question.
Michael mentions he uses Allo very much. I think I'm the only one. We used Allo for a long time. All the time. And then, honestly, I switched to Signal, and I haven't looked back.
I haven't looked back, but there's definitely features that I miss from Allo. And I would say that moving from Allo to Signal has... because we used to talk a lot in, like, open chat rooms and stuff like that.
It is significantly damaged.
Gone down a lot, because it's so much more difficult. It's not as convenient to talk via regular SMS versus what Allo had going on.
Now, Android Messages looks great. A lot of the features, almost all the features from Allo have moved over to Android Message. I'll be honest, I'm kind of afraid that they would kill it.
And
so I'm a little gun shy.
And that's
I'm a little gun shy.
It's the chilling effect that Google has spun up and killed so many projects that people have gotten involved in that I'm with you. I'm hesitant to really invest in any product that they put out there because I don't have any confidence that they will stick around with it. Because, Allo's a great example. A lot of people did not use Allo. But there was also almost no effort done to either replace that as the default messaging app, which I get that they couldn't. But it was just such an afterthought that it doesn't matter how many people jump onto it. They were going to kill it anyway.
Michael, you make a good point because of the assistant. That is the single most singular? It is the single biggest reason I miss Android Messages or Allo, either one, because I loved using the assistant in there. Like, hey, I need to go do a thing. Go tell Stats this. Go tell Greg this. Yep. And it would just do it, and it would be great. And if I needed a GIF, I'd be like, give me a GIF, and they'd be like, here's a GIF.
Yep. That being said, I will happily trade the convenience of Allo. I miss the additional conversations that we all used to have together.
The loud, soft messages
was really nice. I will trade that though for the end-to-end encryption. I'm real happy about that. But I'm also a tin foil hat wearing crazy person. I'm a tin fat.
We use in Signal when our messages are encrypted.
Encrypted end-to-end. Yeah.
End-to-end encryption. Do you? Stats? Are you on Signal?
Not yet.
Not yet? We've been only chatting for months.
Doing it wrong.
You're doing it wrong, Stats! No beard oil for you!
You know what? But none of that.
Loud.
None of that is going to matter. Like, the fact that it took months, none of that's going to matter. You know why?
Why?
AI is going to make you immortal.
I am so excited about this.
Dude, how about that segue? I'm proud of that one.
That was awful. That was so bad, and you should feel bad. I award you no points.
May God have mercy.
And may God have mercy on your soul.
Quartz had this article about AI making you immortal. You turned me onto it, and
I am 50-50 on this.
I have really strong opinions on this.
You have very strong opinions on it.
Very strong.
I'm going to guess that your strong opinion is on more of the absolutely unequivocally no.
I mean, okay, so I'm interested in would you and why?
So there's going to be caveats with this.
Yeah.
So I'm going to caveat this extremely heavily.
Yeah.
I'm about to get real deep in here. I'm taking the glasses off. You know it means business when I take the glasses off because the glasses are my glasses are my avatar. But I would want to know. Okay, so here's my thing. I would want to take my brain and put it into a computer right now.
Yeah. And
I want to run them in parallel.
Interesting.
Okay. I want to run them in parallel because I want.
So there's you and
AI,
computer, and then you and brain.
So there's me,
yeah,
and then computer, and then I want them to run in parallel.
Yeah.
To say like, okay, computer me, how would you handle this?
Yeah.
And then see how I handle it, and see how basically teach it.
Yeah.
How it does how to be me.
Oh, we'll get there.
How to be me.
Yeah.
And then when the time comes, I want to have the ability to say yes and then pull it, or have basically kind of like a sequence. I want to have like a definitive end date unless certain sequences happen. Like I want the ability for it to be killed.
Yeah.
But I am interested to know like what does AI Scott do?
Okay.
I want to know what AI Scott does to say like, okay, if I were implanted in there forever, what does that entail? Because if it goes off on a tangent that's not really me, then no, I don't want that. Because then it's not really me. But if it's like eerily close to me. Okay.
So, in this example, you think of Scott in a computer as being the same as Scott in a meat bag. Huh? Yeah?
A really big bag of meat.
Like a burlap sack filled with vegetable beef soup. Like that. But that's
but essentially, yeah,
you equate those two.
Yeah, I am looking at that as I want to know, because essentially it's two computers is the way I look at it. One just happens to be between my ears.
Yeah. One's mechanical, one's organic.
Yeah, one is mechanical and one is organic. So like I want to know, what does the mechanical one do versus the organic one? And because if the mechanical one deviates so much, it's not really me. So then no, I'm not living forever. It's just an entity that's called Scott.
Yeah.
But it's not really me, because organic me is me.
Oh man, first of all,
what is real? Like real talk. We're getting into that space with these conversations.
I agree with you. I get what you're saying, but there's so many different avenues that I would love to explore this. We could probably have a whole hour and a half conversation just based on this. So real talk, we have made no bones about this. Anytime a story about artificial intelligence comes up, it's deeply fascinating to Scott and I, because not only are we in technology, but this has literal day-to-day impact to us. Because if you look at Siri or Assistant or Cortana or Alexa, any of those, that is a science fiction dream come true. Like,
it also impacts my day job.
Absolutely impacts your day job. Impacts my job too. Impacts job security, future potential jobs for not only myself but a whole bunch of other people that I know too. AI is and does have real impact on your life right now. And, and basically what this is just, there are scientists right now that are exploring the outer edges of what artificial intelligence can do, and what we're noticing is that there's some weird overlaps between things that we kind of take for granted as being, again, these weird fleshy meat computers, and what artificial intelligence does. And so one of the things that I think is the most interesting is, for the first time, like, these are things that used to be the realm of philosophy, so basically science that you could never test. We're starting to ask questions about what is the nature of consciousness, what is the nature of the soul, is there one, so on and so forth. And there's a lot of spiritual and religious answers to those questions. I'm not debating those whatsoever, but it's very interesting to me that you would consider you take your brain and then you clone it into a computer, and let's pretend for a moment that technology works and it's perfect. I will give you perfect cloning of Scott inside of a computer.
I mean, I'm taking some pretty generous leaps here. Let's be real.
I get that. But even granting that, the fact that you would consider a computer version of you as still you, still fundamentally one and the same as you, is very interesting to me.
Really?
Yeah, because if you go to work and you have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich for lunch, because you're a child, and then you talk to your computer version of Scott, and then you say, how's that peanut butter and jelly sandwich? Like, those are two different experiences. Like, that computer did not have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
And it's going to have experiences that I couldn't experience.
Yeah, so...
Like, how are those zeros and ones that you went to Jamaica for? I don't know. I wasn't there.
Yeah, so, again, it's wildly fascinating to me that you would consider those... You consider you, flesh and body Scott, and computer Scott to be the same person.
Yeah, I'd want to know what it does. But that's
like, a separate entity.
It can go do things significantly faster than I can do in the networks of ones and zeros, right?
Yeah.
I probably have greater computing, assuming I have greater computing power in here.
Yeah.
But just for a second, assume that
you don't, by the way, but go on.
You know what I mean, though.
Yeah.
Just for a second that they're equal.
Okay.
100% identical. Well, what did it do?
Yeah.
Versus what did I do?
Yeah.
And then I want to figure that out, because I want to know, can I share then the experience that it had, and can I then share the experience that I had, thus creating basically a backup and restore of the two mines.
Okay, so
this is getting deep.
Well, weirdly enough, so we talked about when we were discussing topics that we were going to bring up on the live show, we quickly discussed whether or not we were going to bring up Elon Musk, who's been in the news lately. Elon has had a weird week,
and I have no trouble with what Elon did.
I think it's completely overblown.
It's a non-issue.
Matter of fact, I think the only people that care are those that have a financial vested interest in Tesla, and the only reason that they care is to make money when the stock goes down. I think the entire thing is basically just it's manufactured outrage just to make money.
It is literally the equivalent of someone drinking a glass of wine on a podcast.
Yeah.
Everything that happened there was legal.
Yeah.
It is the definition of having a beer on a podcast.
Legal. Completely agree. That's not the point, though. The point, though, is Elon Musk has a side project called Neural Lace. And Elon...
I know, we've talked about this.
We have. Yeah. So Elon is also kind of in not that I am at all trying to equate us to Elon Musk, because believe me, if we took all of our IQs, added them together, and then multiplied by some double, triple-digit number, I'm not at his level. I'm telling you right now, I bring the average down. I promise you. But, so he's got this project
and I'm below
that. Called Neural Lace, because he has also kind of seen this problem of artificial intelligence. There's not really a good way that this ends from any vantage point that he can see, because all it takes is one group of people, and it doesn't have to be a country, it doesn't have to be a company, it can just be some rogue scientists that decide that they're going to create AI, and if it works, there's no putting the genie back in the bottle. At the rate that computers process data, you're talking about a computer that would have the equivalent of about 10,000 years worth of intellectual head start, meaning like it can think for 10,000 years overnight. Mm-hmm. Like in the time that you go, hey, I'm going home for the day, it's 10,000 years later for that computer. I don't know if you know this or not. 10,000 years is a long time. A lot of things change in 10,000 years.
That's a lot.
Anyway,
couple things.
So he's got this idea for a project where the real problem is it's the brain-computer interface. Right now, the interface is basically us typing on a keyboard, and that's hilariously slow. So he wants to build an interface that you would basically, you cut open the skull, and I know it's getting crazy already, and you lay this neural lace on top of your brain, and now you have a computer-to-brain interface. Again, we're sidestepping a lot of the technology of like, no, but how does that work? If the product works as he wants it to work, you would have that interface with your computer. And now, to your point, now there's an argument to be made of where is Scott? Like, which one of you is Scott? Like, yeah, this one was originally you, but if there's like a real-time synchronization between the two, if you have the ability to also have the same the experience of being digital Scott and human Scott at the same time, those are some crazy questions.
That's a crazy set of questions. And we have talked about it before, like, okay, we gave it to, like, way back on our live shows, we talked about this, and basically was like, okay, what percentage? Like, how long would it take? Like,
likelihood of success percentages?
Yeah, like beta, not beta, alpha, they cut your brain open, you have like a 40% chance of this, yada, yada, yada. What are those chances? Now, that answer's changed a lot for me.
Yeah.
But to say that
on the higher end, I would imagine, like it has to be like almost.
Oh yeah.
Almost no possibility of. Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, I agree with you there.
But to say that I wouldn't be interested would be a total lie.
Yeah.
If it had those high percentages, oh boy, that would be.
Well, again,
that would be hard to say no.
Even if I said we figured it all out, it's literally 100% successful. There has never been a failure of this process ever before. There are still...
Well, you talked about it, the genie in the bottle. You're talking about the minute that you decide to lay the... Like, it works and functions exactly how we thought. We trained it in cats. Or whatever.
We have billions of digital cats on the internet now.
But you know what I mean? Yeah. And all of a sudden, you would be the first one in human existence to have this. boy.
Well,
you open that box.
There's so many philosophical questions.
The Pandora's box. You open that box. What are you gonna get? I don't know.
Oh yeah, because let's be real. I didn't see any of this happening on the internet. I don't think the smartest people saw this happening on the internet. I think maybe the most paranoid people saw that, one day, governments will take over the internet and, political propaganda and all this other stuff. Like, this is... The internet has turned into a weird thing, and it's happened quick. So you think, what happens when that technology comes along?
I don't know.
You can get people in the computer.
I don't know. Like that, you're getting into real
super weird
creepy
territory.
stuff.
And so my strong opinions are, I'm not convinced. Like, I don't... So even if it were 100% successful, and even if you could say, well, you do it on your deathbed so that there's not two copies of you where one of you is demonstrably a different person. And
that's my biggest fear. Like, that's what I'd be afraid of.
Yeah.
Like, well, which version of you are going to get? If you're on your deathbed, are you getting, 72-year-old Scott? Are you getting what I was at, 25? Which one are you getting?
Well, you would be getting 72-year-old Scott.
But that's not my best year.
That doesn't matter.
But I want my best year. Do you get into this? Like, can you rewind, but keep the?
Well, no.
I want to.
No, because you're still, like, fundamentally, you as a personality, you're a continuum. Like, you are the sum of your parts. Actually, you're greater than the sum of your parts. But you know what I mean? Like, you as you are right now, you're a result of experience. And you can't undo experience. You can't go back in time.
I guess when you think about it,
and to alter your experiences would fundamentally change who you are. You would not be that digital version of you. Would not be Scott.
So I guess I could see that. But when I think about it, like, I would want to be able. So one of my biggest fears is like a dementia or an Alzheimer's.
Yes.
Like, that is one of my largest fears, is to take my brain, take my mind. And I would be afraid of that.
Yeah.
But if I didn't have to worry about that, because I would obviously be a digital version, there's nothing that's organic.
Yeah.
That wouldn't exist in digital me. So, like, I would have the snappiness. Like, I would be 72, but I would not be responding as though I was that age.
Right. Yeah.
That's what my fear would be.
No.
You see what I mean? Like, that. My fear would be is like, I want
Alzheimer's is not a virus that you can carry over to the digital realm.
That's what I'd be afraid of.
So there's one last thing. It's, again, funny that you bring this up now. Which they were talking about on the Elon Musk and Joe Rogan podcast, if you haven't seen it yet. There's a lot of pretty recent research that basically says that, like, human consciousness, like what you are, how you think, all that kind of stuff. Like, what makes you is just intrinsically tied to your human form. So without the human form, you are not really you. And basically the research that they cite shows that you can take some commonalities across languages and prove the fact that everyone has, like, a common conception of things like ups and downs and what's it called? It's right on the edge of my tongue, but it's the ability to know, like, where your hands are in space without being able to see.
Proprioception.
Thank you, proprioception.
What?
Yes.
Or kinesthetic awareness.
Yeah. But I mean, so all of that, like, you being you is deeply tied to your physical form, to the point where even if you could take a brain and put it in another body, it would change your personality, because you are in a different form. Your awareness, your consciousness would adapt to what your new form is. Think about it, because if you were a 900-pound overweight man who had never been able to run before, ever, because you had just been bedridden forever, and I took that brain and everything that you were, and I put it into the body of a runner, that body has needs, that body has wants, that body is going to be used to a certain level of activity, and that body is going to want to, run and burn off extra energy and stuff like that. And yeah, there might be some bleed over where the brain says, boy, I could really use a cheeseburger right now. But even if you say that it's a 50-50 blend, it's still changed your personality. It has still fundamentally changed who you are. And that's granting putting the brain in another human body. You take that brain and you put it into an absolutely formless digital form, or lack thereof, all bets are off. Not to mention the fact that consciousness is intrinsically tied to a chemical reaction. Like, the best that we know right now, this all happens inside of your head. And that's all chemicals. That's not digital.
I'd still do it.
I mean, I would be interested. Don't get me wrong.
I want to do Digital Scott.
Digital Scott would be interesting.
Digital Big Body Cadillac.
Digital BBC.
Really?
Yep. I didn't. Got you.
I got nothing.
Want to talk about anything else, man?
Dude, I got nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing. How many people we still have to listen to us?
Well,
you still have 12 people jabbering on?
Man, we love you guys.
What are y'all listening for? We're crazy.
All right, everybody.
We went down a path.
Yeah. Well, every once in a while.
Beard stuff for days.
Yeah, actually, extra special shout out to Can You Handlebar for sponsoring this and probably several other episodes. Y'all are crazy nice to us, and we greatly appreciate it.
We love it, man. So much fun.
I'm
going to put these stickers on everywhere.
If you have an incredible, luscious man beard, or you are looking for other manly skincare products, you should absolutely check them out. Can You Handlebar? Fantastic company, super nice guys.
Yep.
Like, this is not just us saying that because they sent us stuff. Like,
I literally did not know that this all was going to be coming in, but
super cool dudes. So yeah, greatly appreciate it.
It smells good.
Yeah,
sorry, I literally just smelled that.
I'm very interested in opening stuff up and checking out how it smells.
So, the lights will be coming on, and we will be driving through copious amounts of beard stuff. We'll come online and we'll just be like dripping with oil.
Yeah.
Hi.
That may not happen. We did a thing. Yeah. So anyway, this has been the Technically Speaking Live experience. Thank you all so much for stopping by. We look forward to seeing you next week. Who do we got next week, Scott?
I think it's Ben.
I'm excited.
I think it's Ben.
I'm excited.
I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure it's Ben.
Check back.
Are you actually going to be here?
I
will do the show.
Look, if
in the basement without you.
If I miss Ben's show, I'm gonna be mad.
You should be.
I should be.
You should be.
Yeah.
I would hate you.
Yeah, I mean, I would hate me too. That's
and his name
we'll see you next
Tina.
Did you actually take us offline?
No, not yet.
Oh, you were such a jerk.